Welcome to this edition of Rattling the Bars. I'm Mansa Musa, co-hosting with Eddie Conway. And as always, I update you on Eddie Conway. Eddie Conway is doing good. Eddie Conway is getting his health back. Eddie Conway is moving forward to becoming the man that we know he is. And hopefully, at some point in time, Eddie Conway will make a cameo appearance here on the show that he created and the network that he loved. When we think about Haiti, and when we think about all the things that goes on in Haiti, we think about Toussaint L'Ouverture, Dessalines. We think about it being one of the first countries where slaves rebelled to gain their independence. But now, oftentimes when we think about Haiti, we think about a ravaged country that's desolate, poverty and hunger. But we never think about Haiti as it relates to the prison industrial complex and how people that are incarcerated are being treated. Recently, they had a cholera outbreak in Haiti, and it intensified in the Haitian prison, maximum security prison. Prisoners in Haiti are now suffering from cholera. Here to talk about the ramifications of this and what some of the things that we can do about it is Jon Shaffer, and we also have an individual on the phone that we'll call SB so we can protect his identity. Because as we well know, that in Haiti, repression is like putting your socks on. John, introduce yourself to the Rattling the Bars community.
Sure. Manta, thank you so much for having us and for bringing attention to this really crucial issue. My name's Jon Shaffer. I'm a resident of Baltimore. I'm a sociologist and an activist for health justice. And yeah, I've been in conversation with a number of individuals who are currently caged in the National Penitentiary. Their lives are in danger, and trying to do as much as I can to get this story told and pressure put on the relevant authorities to let them free.
And we have on the phone SB. And we'll start, SB, introduce yourself as far as, we'll start, just go right into it. Tell us about yourself as it relates to the prison system and the conditions in the prison.
Okay, well, I was recently deported to Haiti in April of 2022. And upon arrival, I was immediately abducted by the Haitian officials and thrown into prison. And the conditions in there is the worst thing you can even imagine. It's unsanitary. There's no medical staff to give you any type of medical needs that you might have. There's no running water. You have to gather your water in a bucket. There's no sewage system. You defecate in a hole, which you flush with water, and it just runs outside. It doesn't go into any type of sewage. It just goes outside. And there's certain prisoners that defecate inside of a plastic bag and throw it out the window. The situation in there is critical. And the fact that they now have a cholera outbreak in there is just a ticking time bomb. It's a breeding ground for an infectious disease such as cholera.
All right, let me ask you this here, SB. All right, in terms of your situation, you was deported from the United States to Haiti. Why was you deported?
I was deported because I got convicted of drug charges, drug trafficking and drug possession.
Okay, so you was
after I served my sentence in the States, I was deported.
All right, and what crime did you commit in Haiti?
None. I didn't commit any crime in Haiti. The only thing was getting off that plane.
All right, so the fact that you didn't commit no crime in Haiti and you was locked up in a Haitian prison, did you ever go to court while you was in Haiti to be absolved of any thing that they allege you have done?
No, none whatsoever. What they try to do is they try to give you a case or a docket just so they can justify holding you. But you have guys in there who's been in there for 5 years, 10 years, and have never seen a judge, never went inside of a courthouse. And the same thing happened to us. We were told that we was going to court, we was about to get released, only to pull up to the National Penitentiary.
And let me ask you in regard to the because you spoke on some of the conditions in the penitentiary. No running water, no sewage system. What about the meal and no medical? What about food? What kind of food, or what's the system that they have as far as like providing food?
Okay, so your family members can bring you food. The prison have a food that they give to the inmates, and that's white rice or cornmeal once a day. That's your only nutrition. Something that has no nutritional value whatsoever. Your family members can bring you food, but sometimes you may not get it. Depending on the insecurity in Port-au-Prince, if there's gunfire, they lock up everybody and the food just go to waste.
Mm. Well, in terms of the prison administration, what's their attitude? Like, is this like business as usual, or is this the exception as opposed to the rule?
I mean, it's business as usual, but you do have some of those that do care, that try to help you in some type of way. But for the most part, it's just business as usual. They show no interest in helping. It's just horrible.
And then one report I was reading, it say that the prison was designed to hold 800, but it's holding over 4,000 people. So is it reasonable to say that it's overcrowded?
It's extremely overcrowded. The cell that I was in was a 15 by 15 cell, which is designed to hold maybe 20, the most. At one point, there were 63 individuals in that cell, 63 grown men inside of a cell designed to hold 20.
And okay, in terms of clothing, all right, what about do you have your own clothes, or the clothes you have on is the only clothes that you have, or do they provide you with clothing?
They don't provide you with no clothes, no uniform, no socks, no exchangeable underwear. The clothes you have on when you walk through the doors is the clothes you have on.
And you're not allowed to receive no clothing from home or from outside?
Family members can drop you off clothes, but the odds of you getting them is extremely low.
Yeah, right, I got you. Okay, okay. Now, in terms of the cholera outbreak, all right, we recognize that cholera comes from unsanitary conditions. It's a virus that comes from like polluted water and unsanitary living conditions. You already established that they don't have no running water. When the cholera outbreak first came out, what was the institution's response to, like, in terms of like trying to treat people that had cholera, or do something about minimizing the conditions that create cholera?
Okay, so fortunately for me, before the outbreak started, I was released.
Okay.
But I still stay in contact with the guys in there, and pretty much it was a breeding ground for cholera from the get-go. When I was there, I was surprised that cholera wasn't already running rampant in the prison. I feel like the groundwater might have got pretty much contaminated by feces, because you walking on feces. There's bags of feces everywhere. The trash is barely get picked up. So you have piles of trash. You have the trash can overflowing with all types of trash and feces, fecal matter. So it was only a matter of time. So, and when the guys do get sick inside of a cell, if it's overnight and someone died, they have to literally stay in that cell with the corpse until morning comes, until the guard comes and opens the cell for them to remove that body.
Hey, John, okay, now let's talk about the international community's response to this. You spoke on that you're in that space in terms of like trying to educate the American public and the international public at large. Speak on when you became aware of this. What response did you get from people that you might have been in touch with to like at least try to get some type of international attention focus on this?
Yeah. So I first got to meet SB and the other folks who are currently in the National Penitentiary through a group of really wonderful immigration activists, Movimiento Cosecha and others who are working with people who are currently being deported, who have been deported, and their families to try to stop that. And so they brought this issue to my attention, and I got in touch with the folks in the National Penitentiary. When we broke the news, I mean, first we wrote about the issue, the story of Patrick, who has been very public, and he's been working sort of day and night to draw attention to the fact that people who are deported from the United States with criminal records are often thrown into the National Penitentiary by the Haitian police. Probably, although I don't yet have this 100% confirmed, but I believe the men who tell me this, that they're essentially paying bribes or being extorted. Their family members back in the United States are asked for upwards of $5,000 or more to release them from the National Penitentiary. So it's really an extortion scheme on behalf of the police and the jailers there. But that was the first sort of interest that I had, and what I tried to write about. And then cholera struck. And we were like, oh my God, you just heard the number of people packed in cells, the sanitary conditions, and knowing what we know about what cholera is, it causes you to vomit violently and have terrible diarrhea. What that would mean in that context, that's an explosive situation. You can die of cholera in less than 24 hours.
That's right.
And so we're like, this has to be national, international, global news. This is a catastrophe. This is a human rights abuse in the most fundamental sense. And so we tried to reach out to everyone at the New York Times, at the Washington Post, Canadian newspapers, French newspapers. We couldn't get a response. And so we threw it up on, threw the story up on our magazine. We was just a tiny little blog, basically. We're trying to get it going, but trying to do the most detailed and sort of systematic reporting that we could, trying to get the facts as close as perfect as we could. And so, yeah, we broke the story. I worked with some reporters in Haiti who also broke the story on Aibo Post. Yeah, I mean, we've been banging the drum as loudly as we can, working Twitter, working our contacts in medical establishments in the United States, working with colleagues at Partners in Health, which is a really important sort of Zanmi La Santé, which is the Haitian-led organization that works in the Central Plateau of Haiti, building the healthcare system of Haiti, to try to share this with the world. But yeah, I mean, the response has been, more muted than I thought it would be. And I think it speaks to, I think, the way, racism works in the United States.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And yeah. And so anyway, it's been a battle.
And so when we look at the United States and their responsibility, we recognize that when you have an international crisis, what's going on in Russia, when you have an international crisis, when you have what was going on in Afghanistan, or you have where after the Afghanis gained their liberation, they allowed everybody that was cooperated with the United States to come into the United States and find a place. and the United States citizens opened their arms up to it. But the only reason why the United States citizens opened their arms up to it because the country took a position that this had to be done. Why do you think, and we recognize the racism, but why do you think in Haiti's case, Haiti always be like the doormat when it comes to and being sympathetic to the plight of Haitian people, earthquakes, typhoons, COVID outbreak, and now cholera. Why do you think Haiti, so a small country like Haiti, don't get the international support from the United States like the United States give other countries? If you have an opinion on that.
Yeah, I mean, SB, I don't know if you have a take on that. If you want to start, and then I can jump in.
Yeah. Well, I actually have something I would like to point out about that. The fact that I was in immigration for 10 months prior to me getting deported. Within those 10 months, here's what happened. One, the president of Haiti got assassinated. Two, an earthquake struck on August 14th. Three, there was over 10,000 Haitian migrants camping under the Rio Bridge. And a couple other stuff happened also. But
that's right.
No one thought to stop all deportations to Haiti. No one thought to, okay, this is a humanitarian crisis. We can't send people back there. Regardless of all these facts, they were still pouring people back to Haiti, knowing the country is in the state that it is.
Yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, that's a pretty good question.
Yeah, and I think, you know, the U.S.'s orientation to Haiti has always been one of colonization and domination.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Haiti being the first independent Black republic in the world, born of a slave revolt, represented a threat to white supremacy in the United States and racial capitalism. And so I think that still stands. I mean, there have been lots of reports about the fact that Haiti has been forced to pay France and other countries in Europe for the value of the enslaved people who fought back and rebelled, you know, during the Haitian Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been immiserated by colonial forces in the United States and in Europe. Now, what the solution is, there's no doubt that it has to be a Haitian-led solution. Intervention from U.S. military forces, from the United Nations, while may seem like an easy Band-Aid fix, it's likely to just reproduce the kinds of violence that we see unfolding in the streets of Haiti today. And it's unlikely to create the kind of democratic movement that's necessary. It's important to say that, you know, one of the first sort of democratically elected presidents, Jean-Bertrand Aristide, who is a Catholic priest and a Marxist, and someone who was a popular revolutionary in the country, was deposed, likely by U.S. forces, and was removed from office two separate times.
Right.
And so, you know, Haiti has been ruled by a tiny elite that are propped up by American business interests to exploit labor, and so it's a real challenge. I think, you know, in the immediate term, this is a crisis, and thousands of lives are at stake right now. And I think, you know, the things that can and should be done. I mean, first and foremost, Haitian authorities must release all the prisoners.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the national penitentiary, like that has to happen. The prisons and jails across Haiti are in a similar state as the national penitentiary. There may not be as large, but those need to be released as well, because these jails and prisons become just amplifiers of cholera, and releasing the prisoners actually is a way of preventing further expansion of the disease. Second, I think the Biden administration has to immediately cease and indefinitely cease all deportations to Haiti. That's really, really crucial.
Right.
It's insane to me that the Biden administration would continue to deport people in this moment. And when we have ample evidence that people being deported from the United States are illegally being thrown into prison as soon as they get there, and as we sadly know now, one of the deportees from the United States has passed away from cholera. Which is obscene and awful. And then lastly, I think it's really important that we hear from key Haitian voices.
Right.
And, I'm not an expert in Haitian history or the political circumstances, so it would be great to continue to hear from people who really understand the political and economic history that has shaped this current catastrophe.
And I got a friend, Dr. Judy Fisher, who's a Christian, and she had started a group called Mom, and she was taking us and sending supplies down into Haiti. She had a international group, but my question, and both of y'all can answer this: what's going on with the Red Cross and UNICEF and all these organizations that get money to help disasters? Regardless of it being a prison, we're talking about humanity, and we're talking about that the extent of that, the lack of humanity is like mind-boggling, that you would have a country where you have a cholera outbreak, and then you turn around and say, everybody that's outside of the country, if you do something, we're going to send you back to the country. Everybody in the country, we saying that however you survive it, that's how you survive. But I'm saying the international community, mainly the Red Cross and these agencies, have you heard anything from them in regard to outcry or trying to get supplies or trying to get emergency aid? Because some of the things they say could help reverse the process would be to have like IVs to flush out your system, vaccination, and like create a more sanitary environment, like tents and clean linen. The stuff that FEMA does in this country. Why they don't have an international effort going on down in Haiti?
They all are international groups that's here to help. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
The situation on the ground, you have to understand the situation on the ground. Ever since 2000, 200 kidnappings every day. An average of 200 kidnappings every day, all the way till 2021, October, a year ago, October of 2021, 17 Americans were kidnapped, humanitarians was kidnapped and held for ransom. This is the daily life in Haiti.
Okay.
It leaves everybody scared to even try to help, because you have places in Haiti which is completely blocked off from civilization. No police can go there, and if you go there, you either gotta be part of a gang that's live in that area, or a friend of a gang member that's in the area. That area is completely secluded. When the earthquake happened on August 14th last year, they couldn't even get supplies in to the people affected by the earthquake, because the gangs had the roads blocked off. They had to get gang members in order to deliver life-saving aid. It's not that those organizations don't want to help. It's just that they scared for their life. They scared to help.
Okay. And you know what, you bring up a good point, because now that goes right back to what we were saying earlier about the United States has an obligation to come in, and the UN got an obligation to come in and assist in establishing order so the people that want to live can live their lives. You pumping aid, you're getting, the Haitian government is getting aid from the United States, getting monies from the United States. They're not receiving some type of benefit. You had baby die, you had Papa die, you had baby die, and both of them was being propped up by the United States. The United States still is sending monies and to the Haitian government. So the fact that they're looking the other way, and what SB saying as far as like not allowing for to create a safe environment is what's causing the problem. John?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's true. Although I think, a lot of commitments get made and then not fulfilled. I think I saw that the United Nations. So, I mean, the United Nations established a peacekeeping force after the earthquake called MINUSTA. And a lot of research was done, and it was identified that MINUSTA soldiers brought cholera to Haiti. Cholera had never existed on the island of Hispaniola, had never existed in the country of Haiti. MINUSTA, because of gross negligence, essentially not having proper toilets and ways of disposing of waste, just basically dumping it in the Artibonite River, which a lot of people in the country use as their main water source, both for drinking water and washing. It drove a massive cholera, and hundreds of thousands of people got sick and died. And so, I mean, that kind of negligence on behalf of the international community has been reproduced over and over again. And MINUSTA made a commitment, the United Nations made a commitment to Haiti to fully fund, significant vaccination programs, significant programs for clean water and sanitation. And I think the number, I can get you the fact on this, but 18% of the total commitment was ultimately paid out to the government. So, the commitments are made after a catastrophe like the earthquake.
That's right.
And then they're not followed through on.
That's right.
That includes U.S. commitments, European commitments, and others. So the aid dollars just don't flow. And then when they do flow, they tend to flow to NGOs, non-governmental organizations that are usually based right in Europe or North America. They're not necessarily led by and run by Haitian individuals.
Haitian people, right.
And they're certainly not democratic. They're not part of the Ministry of Health. They're not coordinating with the Haitian government. And so it leads to just this sort of siphoning of attention and resources and a fragmenting of service delivery in ways that make caregiving very, very, very difficult. And so I think, it's really, really important to support locally led, governed, and run institutions be the ones to drive this. I think MSF is probably one of the organizations that's
what MFF stand for?
Sorry, Médecins Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. So it's just the French acronym for Doctors Without Borders.
Right.
Yeah, so they're doing great work, and I think we'll be hopefully, I don't know if they'll go to the jail or not. We need them to, but they definitely have plans to scale up cholera treatment facilities so that, as you were saying, people can get access to IV fluids if they're violently ill, and they can get the antibiotics and basic treatments that are necessary to prevent death from cholera. The organization that I think is perhaps doing the best work around health in Haiti is Zanmi La Santé, or Partners in Health. And they have built several large hospitals throughout the Central Plateau and throughout the country. They have a large university teaching hospital in Mirabelais, and they have, more capacity than others. But I just heard from them the other day that they're almost out of fuel. I mean, there's a massive fuel crisis in the country in which people don't have gasoline to move around because the gangs have shut off supply of gasoline to the country. And so, yeah, it's sort of problems stacked on top of problems.
Right.
But I think in the short term, the only solution for these men caged in the National Penitentiary is large-scale release. I mean, there's no other. Yeah.
SB, you and John, y'all have the last. Go ahead, SB, you got the last word. What do you want people to take away from what's going on with Haiti? And if you got some information, some insights you want to give as far as where people should channel their energy in terms of doing something about Haiti.
Well, only thing I can say is to leave it all off is that people in Haiti are human beings.
That's right.
I gotta appeal to people's human nature that these people are literally in a situation that's critical and damn near impossible, but they're still pulling through. They're still surviving, you know, and it's almost to the point that it seems like no one cares. No one's worrying about what's going on in Haiti, you know. And here you have a gentleman who done 22 years in prison in Florida State Prison, got deported, and had to lose his life due to a cholera outbreak in a prison. Something that's treatable, you know. And you have gangs that took over the country who's holding its own people hostage. You have a fuel shortage, making it impossible for people to live their lives. You have people with cars who have their cars parked. You have people with bicycles who can't put no gas in their bikes. They have to literally walk to where they gotta go. And please understand that they have families. They have to go to the store on a daily basis to buy food for their kids, to feed them. You know, the situation is already beyond what it should be. It's beyond to where they can withstand it anymore.
All right.
And
John?
That's all I could say.
Yeah.
Ferry, that's enough. That's well put. John?
Yeah, let me just bring in the words of some of the other people I've been talking to who are still in the National Penitentiary. Nathan, which is a pseudonym, he said to me, you know, ICE sent me to die. America doesn't care. And Bia told me, I just want to be free already. And I guess I'd just leave everybody with, you know, we all have to fight vigorously for the freedom of all those caged in the United States, but particularly in the National Penitentiary right now. So thank you very much for giving us a chance to bring light to this issue. And we hope there's some progress.
There you have it, the real news. I like what Espy say. They're human beings. We're talking about human beings. No matter what we think, we're talking about human beings. If this was taking place in the United States of America, if you had a cholera outbreak in the United States of America, if you had gangs preventing people from getting international aid in the United States of America, the National Guard and every branch of the military would be in arms to rectify and remedy it. Haitian people should have the same right to be treated as human beings. And we ask and we're imploring everybody that listens to Rattling the Bars, everybody that listens to the real news, to advocate on behalf of the Haitian people. John, you can put your information, give us your information where we can contact you and keep updated on what's going on. And hopefully our viewers will see the necessity to find one of the agencies that's going down there and donate some monies or some support or supplies or feet on ground.
Great. Yeah, we'll do. And I think I heard there's going to be a rally in Washington, D.C. in front of the Haitian embassy coming up. I don't have the details, but I'll add that too.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. And we want to close by saying thank you for continuing to support Rattling the Bars and the real news. We are actually the real news. As John said earlier, nobody picked this story up. Nobody wanted to hear about what's going on in Haiti. It's business as usual in Haiti as far as most people concerned. But we made sure that this information got out and this information will get out. We made sure that we had an authority, someone who actually experienced the atrocities in Haiti, give testimony to the reality of what's going on in Haiti. And we ask that you continue to support us as we bring the real news. Thank you very much.